Check out
Darksydephil the lolcow
in Phil of the Future next.
Yeah. Derek, good luck on your driving test tomorrow.
In Life with Derek.
What shall we talk about? Well, we have a few things going on right now. All right, the first thing I like to mention and bring up is this, which is pretty crazy. So, out of nowhere, at the end of last week, there was a big surge in support. You know, when I didn't play Donkey Kong on Friday, some people got all uppity about it and were like, why didn't you play the new release today as planned? And I'm like, well, because you told me it was boring. So we'll see how it goes when we play it again tomorrow. All right, so we're anticipating more Bonanza. The Bonanza will continue on tomorrow's daytime stream. Also, the Bonanza animations remain. Like, I didn't take them out of rotation. If someone does a $20 contribution of any kind, whether it's super chat, tip, 4 subs on Kick, etc., I'm still going to play the animation for you guys. All right, so thanks in advance to anyone who contributes, and thank you if you do the $20 to see the silly dancing banana animation with a sound effect. So, in regards to that, at the end of last week, Friday, when I didn't play Donkey Kong, things went really well. Right here, as you can see, 3 goals hit in one day is crazy. I wasn't expecting that. And then boom, you know, we did hit the goal for GTA 4, although it was insanely last minute. We hit 2 goals on Friday Night Fights. Now that's like rare. So here's the schedule for the week in regards to how we're doing here. All right, we are currently at 68 out of 70 support goals hit. That means in 2 more goals, we are doing DSP tries it, and only 2 goals needed. So, taking a look at how things are right now, it's very possible that today we hit a goal on this stream, we hit a goal tonight for Truck Sim. We're doing it tomorrow, which would be outstanding. Let's get to 70 goals hit so we can do DSP tries it, the barbecue brisket Whopper from Burger King. And then after that, let's set up the new goal. But let's get it going. Let's get our first support of the week right now, folks. Who's going to be our first super chatter? Who's going to be our first tip? Who's going to be the first member? And who's going to gift the first sub on Kick? Let's find out right now. Because we got a contribution already. Let's take a look here. Someone tipped $2 as we. So thank you for the $2. Has done the first super chat of the week, $1. Thank you. All right, so guys, let's get some support rolling. We got our first tip and our first super chat. Let's get our first sub over on Kick. How about a membership? Or maybe get something bigger than $1. All right, cool. Reports of laggy setups. Input delay. When you have VSync on to stop the screen tearing, it makes the game lag. Here's one of the best players in the world and last year's EVO USA winner, Punk to God. I lost to Kusanagi, laughing out loud, so laggy. He whiffed level 2. I couldn't punish it. Really fun tournament. I'm now learning about tournament mode as VSync set on. Here's Chris G, who I've played before for the record in Street Fighter 6 and other games. One of my matches on PC was stuttering. Sucks. So imagine that. You're playing on PC in a tournament and the game is freezing and unfreezing because the PC is messed up. Okay? And this is Capcom Pro Tour. All right? This is not, hey, rinky-dink tournament event, grassroots event for a few hundred people. This is an event that thousands of people flew to in order to try to win and qualify for the finals and make big money. You know, this is their job. This is what they're doing for a living, and they're playing on setups like this. Okay? So back in the day, all right, there was no, you bring your own joystick to the tournament. It was, you go to the tournament and you play on whatever setups they have. Before the era of everything being on console, you had to play on arcade cabinets. So now you're at the mercy of the person who owns that cabinet actually keeping it up to tournament standard. So we kind of put up with the same crap back then. The only difference today is it's not the joystick that's the problem. It's the visuals that's the problem. What the fuck? I flew all the way out here to play on a bunk setup that doesn't work. Like, what are you doing? Obviously, that shouldn't be, but that's how it was back then. Today, they're flying across the world to play in Capcom Pro Tour, and there's fucking massive lag in the setup. Why am I even playing? Now, for the record, all right, this is the equivalent of playing online and having massive lag or having your inputs drop. It's exactly the same. So, you know, when I play fighting games online and I'm constantly complaining that this is stupid and not competitive, That's exactly what's happening at Capcom Pro Tour right now at this Blink respawn. And all the pro players are speaking out against it. It's the same exact situation, only they're playing offline and having the same problems as if they were playing online with lag. That's really stupid, right? This should be fixed. In fact, quite frankly, the results of this tournament should be fucking scrapped. Because if it's not the same as all the other events, then it should not count. And everyone should be given refunds, and they should be taken to task for running a shitty event. What kills me is that this is very similar, as I've explained, to problems that we used to run into in the FGC over 20 years ago. Yet they still persist in 2025? I mean, this is a fucking clown show circus? Like, what is going on? All this money is at stake, and you still can't figure your shit out over 20 years later. Well, guess what? EVO 2025 has seen a sharp decrease in attendees. I thought that the fighting game community was healthy, and everyone says that these modern games are more popular than ever. I mean, they're selling like hotcakes, right? So I'm confused, and it makes me scratch my head. Like, what's going on right now? EVO Japan 2025 had record highest attendees, over 8,648. All right, look, they had a distinct increase of around 2,000 players from the year before. And they pulled in 1,500 more people for Street Fighter 6. Again, this is just a few months ago. This was May. All right, so you can argue, well, maybe fighting games just in general are on a decline. Not really. In Japan, they're actually growing. EVO Japan grew and got more players, okay? Now, as you can see, EVO Japan is not nearly on the level as EVO Vegas, because even though they have 6,500 players for Street Fighter 6, take a look at Tekken. Take a look at Guilty Gear Strive. So the rest of the tournaments are way, way, way smaller. Okay? So, in this regard, the question is, if Japan is growing, what happened to EVO Vegas? All right? But EVO was sold from the Canon brothers. They sold it to Sony. What Sony decided to do, they wanted to go global. Instead of EVO just being one time a year in Vegas, they decided to try to do an entire tournament circuit. There used to just be one EVO. Now there's going to be 4. Back in the day, EVO was the place to be if you wanted to be good at fighting games. Why? Because EVO used to be the one time a year where the entire fighting game world would converge on one location. Well, guess what? Now everything is live streamed. So basically, the Canon sold out, EVO goes corporate, EVO's quality declines, sharp decrease in players. Anywhere you stay in Las Vegas is a resort, because Las Vegas is a tourist town. Every single hotel is charging you hundreds of extra dollars just to stay there for one night for no reason. Las Vegas, I think it was like 3-4 years ago or 5 years ago. It was pre-COVID, I think. Like the mayor of Vegas gave one of the Cannon brothers the key to the city. Oh, yeah. Sorry if I'm a little biased against those two jokers, but yeah, the key to the fucking city. People back in the day who used to play it did it for the love of it. We did it because we loved the games. We knew when we went to EVO, even if we freaking placed in the top 3, you weren't making money. I got 4th place at EVO and Super Turbo. I made nothing. I didn't care. I was there because I wanted to learn and show that I was good at fighting games. That's all I cared about. Today, the entire thing is a financial investment. It's a freaking part of your job. It's like, what? Whatever happened to, hey, playing good games and liking them and want to just have a great time with the competition? Seems like those days are gone. Just like what's happened with all competitive sports and stuff like that. It becomes more about how do you print money rather than how do you make it actually meaningful. For anyone who's going to EVO in 2 weeks, I wish you good luck. I don't know if any of my viewers will be or not. This is something that I wanted to cover because it's actually meaningful to me. It's something I grew up with. Okay. Let's do some shout outs because apparently I have a bunch to do. We did a $5 super chat and says, I'm getting close to finishing Bonanza. I highly recommend focusing on the main objectives during your streams. The game is super long. So don't bother with anything optional. So don't get the fossils. Don't get the bananas. Just play the main story and rush through it. I mean, I could do that if people don't complain. If people are going to sit here and whine that I'm skipping the majority of the game, you know what I mean? It seems like I'm damned if I do it, I'm damned if I don't. If I take my time and I do everything, oh, this game is boring and too repetitive and too long. So then I skip everything and I just rush through the story. Wow, you didn't really represent that game well because you skipped all the content. Right? I don't know. Let's see what happens tomorrow when I start playing it. Okay? I tipped someone tipped $1.25 says, did you just really do a 30-minute segment to say the internet allows you to play people all over the world instead of going to an event? That was one of the things I said out of many. We talked about financial concerns. We talked about the fact that the event has 4 events now instead of just one. Like, did you have your fingers in your ears for 80 to 90% of what I said and only listen to one thing and then send me a tip? Thanks. Thanks for $1.25. Maybe listen better next time. I don't know what else to say. It sure sounds like you weren't paying any attention. You probably are one of those people that, like, you fail every test in school because you can only listen to the teacher for like 2 seconds. And then you like drift off, right? When you fucking daydreamers. Okay. I got a $1.11 tip here. Don't eat Arby's because diarrhea will explode out of your ass if you eat it. Thanks for the helpful safety tip. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Very nice. I got a $2 tip. Did I miss you talking about iDubbbz going broke and having to sell his house? What the fuck are you talking about? Why would I ever be talking about iDubbbz? What? You're on the wrong show. There's Kino Casino probably talks about that. How about this? I will send you, I'm going to do those guys a solid. I'm going to send you it's called a handoff, a professional handoff. If you want to learn all about the new iDubbbz drama, because that's what you're all about, I'm going to do the handoff. Go check out Kino Casino Gaming over on Kick. That's actually the name of their channel, Kino Casino Gaming. All right. I'm sure they're covering it. And that would stop you from asking me the stupid question. You could go see them. I'm sure they'll be talking about it probably tomorrow because they don't work weekends, right? Okay. All right, guys. Well, we have some extra time to do a little bit of Q&A to see what you guys want to talk about. If some support comes in, I will give you a shout out. Please, let's get some support rolling. We're at $28 out of our 150 goal. Only 2 goals to hit to get the DSP tries it for the barbecue brisket whopper. If we hit 2 goals on this stream of Death Stranding 2, we will do the barbecue brisket whopper today. We will order from Burger King right now and get that. Also, some of those wraps. Like I said, I'll do the Royal Crispy wraps. I'll get a few of those. We could do Burger King today if we hit the support goal. So let's go. Let's get some super chats. How about this? Number 1, let's get our first sub in. Let's do it. Let's get our first sub right now. Okay? Right now. Let's just get 1 sub. Someone just toss a sub. So then we could say, at least we spread it around. We got a super chat. We got some tips. We got a sub. Let's do it right now. Who's going to be the first sub right now? At this very moment, in the present, at this instant, with no delay and no dilly-dallying, right now, someone's going to click gift a sub and gift it. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the name that's about to appear right here on the screen and pop up in front of all of us that I can read out and give a wholehearted, very heartwarming thank you shout out to because you gifted the first sub of the day? Who's it going to be on this lovely Sunday? Ladies and gentlemen! Ladies and gentlemen! Just gifted 9 subs. That's right. 9 freaking subs. Very nice. 9 subs. I would question why 9. But I appreciate the 9. I'm not going to be a jerk and be like, you should have done 10. There's some other people who would say something like that. I would never say something like that. I'm appreciative for everything that I get. So thank you for 9 gifted subs. Let's get that momentum rolling, shall we? Let's do that. So let's get Here we go, top subs. So that is a whopping $45 of support. Means we are at $73 of support. Now is 50 subs gifted this month, so he's the top sub gifter of the month of July. I see. He now passed you by 3. Awesome. But you know what? You're not even in the top 10 lifetime gifters. You still got to pass guys like hilarious that like 9 out of those 10 people don't attend the streams anymore. Right? All right, so you got a ways to go. But I appreciate you now being the first subs of the month, or the first subs of the week, and the top sub gifter of the month. That is awesome of you. Thank you so much for that. And now we are just about halfway to the support goal for the stream. Like I said, if we hit 2 goals on this very stream by the end of the stream, I will order the Burger King barbecue brisket Whopper and some of these Royal Crispy Wraps for a live DSP Tries It today on this stream. We don't even have to wait till like tomorrow or Tuesday. We'll do it today. All right? Good shit. I received a $1.17 tip. All right, we're at 74 now, right? 74 of support out of the 150 goal for the stream. Thank you guys for the early support. Any last minute concerns or questions or anything before we, adjourn the podcast and go on a break and prepare for Death Stranding 2? Didn't I say there's something else I wanted to talk about in the introduction? Yes. Money. I want to talk about money. No, we don't have time to talk about anything else. The podcast is over. All right, are we good? I think we're good. Thanks, guys. We're halfway to the support goal already, which is outstanding. Had a good, chill podcast. Actually covered an interesting topic for once. I'd love to hear feedback. If people actually are informed on the fighting game community and you want to weigh in on the subject, I'm all ears. Leave a comment on this video. Contact me, via Twitter or whatever. I want to hear your opinions and thoughts on what's going on with EVO in general, because it's a big discussion right now in the FGC, and I'm seeing it as an outside perspective, and I'm like, I wonder what's actually happening. And by the way, again, just to say, we're halfway to a goal already. If we hit another goal and a half on this stream, we get to $300. That means I'll be doing DSP Tries It today. Right now, we'll order the Burger King for the end of the stream, and then we can start working towards the next goal, which will be a more local place. Okay? All right, guys. In the meantime, enjoy these highlight clips.
My laptop just started playing an ad. What the fuck? Angus beef. What
Ballpark
the fuck?
Brief Franks.
My laptop just started playing Ballpark Angus Franks ad.
Hey, don't go away. Life with Derek is next.
Then I can't unfuck her sister and sister.
So, but why is it in my forum? It has nothing to do with it.